Iowa State University Library offers a variety of services to support instructors who want to build engaging course experiences. Subject librarians can provide one-off instruction sessions or ongoing support for courses in their assigned areas. Course reserves can help instructors point students to free materials available through the library. And the library's digital scholarship and open education units can partner with instructors to develop engaging and online materials or assignments for their courses. Today, I want to highlight one specific type of exercise which can be supported via the Open Education Services Unit: H5P activities. H5P is a tool that contains a suite of interactive activities you can develop for a course, from simple flashcards and review quizzes to more in-depth exercises like case studies with branching scenarios or videos with review questions embedded at key points. Why would you want to create these materials, though? For example, you might want to provide students with additional opportunities to test their knowledge between exams in a low-stress environment. Since H5P activities are typically ungraded and used for self-review, these activities can be particularly useful for this purpose. Alternatively, you may want to use the tool as a means of assessing how many students are actually engaging with your assigned readings. In this case, you could introduce a new topic or example problem in an H5P activity, which is then reused in a quiz or exam the following week. This question could serve as a barometer for how many students are engaging with your course materials, based on whether they're able to answer that question or not. Whatever your reasoning, there's support available to get you started. You can create H5P activities for free as part of an OER development project. At Iowa State University, free open educational resources, or OER, are often developed with support from the ISU Digital Press and their open-source publishing platform, Pressbooks. Pressbooks includes H5P as a free add-on, and you can get additional support learning how to develop H5P activities from the Open Education Services librarian. Alternatively, if you don't want to create an open educational resource for your course, you can get a paid H5P account for the development of activities which can be embedded in your Canvas course. In that case, you're still welcome to work with the library to flesh out your plan for your activities, just through a slightly different process. In general, to develop H5P activities for your class, you'll want to follow these instructions. First, review your goals for your assignment or activity. What are you trying to do? Do you want this activity to present information in a unique way, or to assess students' grasp of the content they've already been taught? Second, explore the available activity types on h5p.org. Which activities meet the needs you outlined in number 1? For example, the timeline tool can be useful for presenting a series of events in a more interactive way, whereas the documentation tool might be used to help students reflect on a topic and answer guided questions, with the intention of exporting their answers for offline use, further reflection, or to turn in for a grade. Before moving on, it's useful to consider the accessibility of the activity type you're interested in. Because H5P contains so many options, some are more accessible than others. For example, an activity asking someone to drag and drop images into preset categories cannot be fully accessible to all users, since the activity requires sight to complete the task. Luckily, a breakdown of H5P activities by their level of accessibility is available on the H5P website. Once you've identified what type of activities you'd like to develop, you can work with the Open Education Services librarian to discuss your plan and make your timeline for the development of your activities. Depending on what you want to create, you might be trained on how to develop materials yourself, or, for simpler projects like multiple choice review questions, library staff may take your notes and develop the H5P activities on your behalf. If you have questions about H5P or open education in general, reach out to the library for support or check out our library guide for additional information.